mother of God. That's cold one out there. Woo. Lovely, isn't it, eh? Thing is with our English weather, it don't ease you in. It sort of, like last week it was okay. Bit of rain, bit mild, and all of a sudden, boom, she hits you. And they're the seasons that you can't beat no matter where you go in the world. Believe you me. Right, so I'll get my breath back. Oh, that fresh air, that just took me, that's fresh. Right, okay, for those who don't know, I've kept it a little bit in within the house. We're setting up a society, so the society I'm setting up, right, it's not another party. I'm done with all these micro parties. I just don't feel that I'm being represented very well. So the reason behind the society I'm setting up is I want to do better in the communities. I want to help more people through these struggling times that we're going through. And I just thought, I don't see something that represents me in the way they act, the words they're speaking. You know, people are having a go, but it's just, I either take 30% from them or 40%, but I'm not fully behind anyone at the moment. So this is the reason why I've set the site up now. We've set a GoFundMe page up, and it's doing really well now. This is my thoughts behind it. You can't just keep sitting back and let others do the work, or sitting back and moaning and liking and sharing videos. I want it to be something the whole community's got behind and produced. I'm fortunate enough to have a couple of donors, but I've spoke to the donors of large amounts, and I've said to them, it's not fair for you to come in and bring your donors in. I want to see people doing it themselves. So I'll only accept their donors when we've raised probably about £5,000, maybe 7,000. Now, the reason behind it, like I just said, I don't think it's fair that they do all the work all the time and people sit back and moan and groan, like and share, but actually do nothing. So it's time for you to step up and do something. So it doesn't matter how much you donate. What matters is that you donated. Now, I'd rather little amounts and plenty of them to show the community coming together. Now, what it enables me to do, I've been travelling around certain communities and motivating them and reminding them who they are and offering solutions. You know, we've been dealt this hand. How can we become better? By helping each other. And I just feel those who have took platforms, self-proclaimed leaders, are not leaders. You know, their leadership isn't a role, it's an action. And I just feel we're being misrepresented. You know, for example, I'm going to communities now who are concerned about migration and stuff, and I'm offering solutions, better solutions. I'm trying to say that, listen, don't drink publicly on this. This is not a day out. This is the part communities come together and standing strong, firm, but fair. They're not day outs, you know. Don't get infiltrated by other communities. So in other words, your community, your stand should be just the ones in that community, not people travelling in for clout, getting content and using that. And then therefore I'm seeing certain communities become like going viral and becoming a circus, and that don't represent me. You know, I don't want to see that actions of others. I just want to see honest, fair, firm. I want to see English identity, who we are and what we do. So I do a lot of charity work, which is just between me and that person. But now I'm getting so many messages. I'm trying to, and I can't help everyone, and I want to help. There's some really good causes coming through, and I want to help them. So what we're going to do is make it all transparent. What it's going to bring is enable us to film documentaries, good videos, photos, blogging the communities and representing those communities well throughout the world. And that's what we need to be doing, I think, instead of becoming this, you know, drinking, partying and exchanging with the left, you know, stuff like that. That ain't for me. As far as I'm concerned, as I've said in my speech, as some of you know, we're not talking about a difference between net zero environment or difference between two cars. We're talking about the safety of the public society, you know, and that's non-negotiable. So I won't engage, unless I'll only engage if I feel it's something that you guys can see and not learn, but if you're in the same scenario, you can then come forward with the answers that I come forward with. So the society I want it to build, community, bring back traditional values, and I know where I want to be with it. I want to be, but I can't go there straight away. There's little steps in between. That means bringing the community together and doing the right thing. Shoot me if you want. It is what it is. You know, I'm not part of any other movement. No other group. On myself, and I've been travelling quite a lot lately. So this is not going to be the face of me. This is going to be the face of the community. So already I've got historians on board, good community workers who are going to show their work and show what we're doing and how we're doing it. You know, the historical historians, I want to write blogs to remind you of your history, the factual history, not this debunk stuff. I want to help children. I want to help people who need to be helped. You know, that's just something I feel I need to do, as well as standing strong and standing firm and asking the right questions. That's what I think we need to do. People say talking's done. Yes, certain talking is done. I've seen a lot of talking in the last couple of years, and I've seen no solutions offered. I've seen no one sort of want to motivate the public. So that talking is done, 100%. So we want to bring, a lot of people offering their services, saying we can do this, we can do that. That's fine. That's well and good. Thank you very much. But until we get off the ground, I won't be requiring any services yet, because I want to make sure this is something that's built organically from the community. And that's my important role in this, because we've all got busy lives. We're all doing these bits, and it's time we all come together instead of sitting back and letting the same faces lead as such. So that's where I'm going with it. I want to talk about all forms of immigration and show statistics. You know, it's all right, these countries saying, oh, look at us, you know, be like Poland, for example. Yeah, be like Poland, fantastic. But hold on a minute, what you've got to mention was since 2012 and 2021, 1 million Polish-born nationals are now residing in the UK, you know, which dents the appointments in the hospital, the house, and it affects everything. The economy, you know, they put into the economy, yes, but they also take out and send back home. So it's just things like that, obviously with the other faith as well. I want to be talking about all broad of subjects, but firmly and fairly. And like I said, this is not going to be the face of me. This is going to be the face of many people coming together. So where I want to be up there, we need to take little steps. So I want to do a life analogy into football. So a League One team gets promoted to the Championship. To compete in the Championship, it's probably going to need 5 or 6 new players. They do that, they do well, they get promoted to the Premier League. They get promoted to the Premier League. To compete in the Premier League, you're probably going to need a whole new squad, whole new coaching staff. In fact, there'll probably be no more individuals left from League One playing in the Premier League. However, everyone has played a part in that team getting to the Premier League, and that's why we want to look at it. And if it builds strong and it's a positive message, the community work we're doing, you know, around the community, the charity work, the standing strong, spreading the right firm, good English identity of a message, then hopefully someone with who might be a suited man or woman, I'll move aside and they can lead it, you know. But we're going to set up, we're going to have a chairman, treasury, everything's going to be transparent. The funds we're taking in, everything's going to be done. So we're at early stages. So the GoFundMe link is in the description. So have a look. Remember what I said. Doesn't matter how much you donate. What matters is that you donated. Right, now, I just want to touch base on my next subject. I don't watch football. I've abandoned the football. But the other night I glimpsed England v Albanian, the lineup, you know. And I watched the England team mumble, stutter, begrudgingly or not evenly sing the national anthem. And I watched our mascots. Some didn't even know the words. you know. And I want to know why, because when the camera then switched to the Albanian side, you know, you had the kids doing a double eagle sign. The Albanian team was completely identifiable as Albania. They were singing at the tops of the patriotism was so strong, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, to wear that shirt, is that the reason why we struggled over the years? Not enough passion. So where's our history, our patriotism? Where has that not been taught? What is that? What is going on here? Because to wear that shirt and stand there, you should be standing proud, hand on the heart, bursting with pride, singing that song out. And so should those mascots. But we're missing that. And then I started to think deeper as I do. At the England manager, good luck to him, foreign manager. But do you really think a foreign manager should be allowed to take on national side? I don't think so. The amount of players and managers we have produced, and we can't have an homegrown manager in our team. Someone like, you look at your greats, your Sir Bobby Robsons, your Terry Venables, your Sir Alf Ramseys, you know. Why can't we do that? We produce the best league in the world. Where's the belief? Where's the passion? It's almost like millions of minds have been poisoned to, it's not good to be English, British, whatever you want to call it nowadays. And I think it's wrong. So I think it needs to go back. We need that pride and we need that passion. And you can say, oh, well, Southgate, listen, there was never a good time for us to be able to win tournaments than when we had. And fundamentally, decisions made, letting inexperienced players take final spot kicks, you know, to cost the game, it's just not on, you know. So it made me think about the whole thing. Then I started thinking about the passion, the pride, you know. How can that be installed again, you know? And that's what we need to do. We need to install our passion, remind people of who we are. And you'll see on my previous videos of the speeches, it's what I'm doing in the community. And I don't want to see no player up there not even mumbling, not even singing or mumbling. I want to see him proud, you know. And I personally think that comes with homegrown, with ancestral heritage. And I think that's what it needs to be. So, yeah, you can see where I'm coming from, and that's it. So, and I know about Albania. You can say Albania, but they immigrate here and they do crime. Yeah, I know that. But I'm just talking about example, the national anthem, how those fans, players and mascots stood and held their own. Very patriotic and proud people. And that's what I want to see. And I want to see more of, you know. But anyway, enough talking for now. So, click the link in the description for me, ladies and gentlemen, and it enables me to go out even more to these communities, you know, film professionally, do the right interviews, do the right blogs, you know, do the right charitable work, hit the real charities, you know, helping people. And that's what we need to do. At these hard times, we need to come together. Okay, right, listen, thank you very much. God bless you, God bless me, God bless our motherland. Let's move.